It is Monday, day after Easter. It's afternoon, very gorgeous day. We're heading to the pool right now. So I had the day off of work. So we got up, we did breakfast, we took the boys on their training run. We had 2 miles today. They did outstanding on that, moving up, getting ready for their race in May. And then we had a midwife appointment, so we got that done. Then we had normal family stuff, the rest of the day after that. And it is after lunch currently. I had to wait on the pool to open for the afternoon. So I'm heading to the pool to get my swim in. It's a different pool than I usually go to because the pool I usually use is closed for about a month because they are doing some work on the floors. So I'm pretty much just taking what I can get as far as swimming goes right now. So I had the opportunity to get a swim in this afternoon. So I talked with the wife and we figured it out, and now I'm heading to do my swim workout. When I'm done with that, I'm going to swing by Kroger, get some stuff, and then hopefully tonight we are planning to hang out, do s'mores and everything with the kiddos, and just have a big old time. So yeah, anyway, check back in with you after the swim. Got my tongue twisted a little bit there. Yeah, we're gonna have a good workout and we'll talk to you in a bit. All right, just finished up our swim workout. Did 1,200 yards today. It's not that much, but we got a swim workout in. We got the base workout done. Got a longer lap swim right at the end, just to kind of make sure my distance was still pretty much there. Definitely could have pushed it farther, but didn't. Nice relaxing swim workout for the day. I got jumped on, so that was a little bit irritating, honestly, because I was in the lap pool, but there were some kids playing in the lap pool, and the lifeguards weren't saying anything to them. I'm not really sure why, to be honest with you. But they didn't. One of them jumped on me, and then the lifeguard said something. So, yeah, pretty interesting. But anyway, not too bad. Yeah, sorry, I'm just turning around. I got curious. There's a walking trail here, and I assume this is a little parking area. But anyway, they're working on the mountain bike course, I think. So it looks like it's going to be pretty nice, for all the mountain bikers around. Columbia is a pretty big mountain bike town. So it looks like it's going to be pretty good. But anyway, so we got our swim workout in. We're gonna run to Kroger and get all the s'mores stuff for the kids, and then head back home, do supper, and then go out and have some s'mores over a fire, hopefully. But yeah, so looking forward to it. That's the main reason that we didn't do a longer swim workout today. I don't get, nights at home usually because I'm usually working. I'm an off shifter. I get the mornings. So it's a nice change of pace, and I didn't want to miss it. So yeah. Just finished up our workout for the day. It's Tuesday tempo workout. So I did a mile warm up and then 4 by 5 minutes at 10K pace, which for me currently is an 8:40. And then I did a 1 mile cool down. So there was 2 minutes rest between the 5-minute intervals. So I did an easy jog during those 2 minutes. The whole workout worked out to be right at 5 miles, 5.02, I believe. But anyway, so 5 miles, and then averaged out to a 9-minute, 30-second pace with the cool downs and the easy jogs. So all in all, very happy with it. Good workout. Got a little bit of pain in the outside of my left knee. It's not too bad, but it's happened the last few times I've ran. So it kind of started at the 8-miler that I did the weekend before the 15K trail run, and then it kind of flared up on the trail run, and then it's kind of only really done it during the tempo workouts when I'm running a little bit harder. So I don't think it's anything too bad. I think something's just aggravated. But anyway, hopefully that will iron itself out. We will do the best we can to recover that and not miss any workouts in the process. But anyway, we will see. So we're gonna get home. Got to go to Lowe's and get some boards so I can build some raised beds for the garden. My wife's wanting some of those this year, so we're gonna build some of those for her, and then later I gotta go to work, obviously, and then yeah, so it's not a strength day. Got all of our strength in yesterday. But anyway, I'm just kind of rambling now, so I am heading into work currently. I stopped by the river on the way to work just to see if anyone was swimming. So I've been doing that periodically because I'm trying to find somewhere to get some open water swimming done. And I ran into a guy. I saw he had a jet ski. And usually, people with jet skis, they get off their jet skis and they go swimming, or they get thrown off, or whatever. I just kind of figured that he had been in the water. So I stopped him and asked him, like, hey man, have you ever done any swimming here? He's like, oh yeah, like all the time, and he told me that there was a spot like a couple miles upriver that had a good little swimming area. And I was like, well, have you ever swam, right here semi close to the boat ramp? And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, no. He's like, I have, but not a whole lot. But he's like, people swim here all the time. And I'm like, oh really? Because I've never seen someone swimming here. But I was fishing once, and I saw that somebody had bolted a ladder to one of the cliffs, like a rope ladder, to make it easier to get out of the water up onto the cliff. So I'm like, well, people have to swim here, right? Because they've been jumping off the cliffs. But anyway, so I talked to him for a bit, and he's like, yeah, you can walk out a pretty good ways before it gets into deep water. And I asked him about the current and stuff like that. Just some stuff I had read. And he said that as long as the river's not like up, he's like, if it's kind of normal level, like what it is right now, he's like, you shouldn't have any problems, he's like, I don't think there's anything right around here and all that. So that got me excited because I've been a little bit, I guess nervous would be the right word, about just jumping into a river that, people say not to swim in. You kind of hear both sides of it. Some people are like, "Oh, I've been swimming in this river my whole life," and then the other ones are like, "There's no way I would swim in that river." So for somebody that's never swam in this river, I was like, "Well, I guess we'll just try it, and see what happens. Be as safe as we can." But I'm going to be by myself, so the more information I can get, the better. So yeah, that gave me some confidence as far as, like it being pretty safe to swim in the river. Um, I mean, I figured it was okay. You know, uh, I'm a pretty decent swimmer. So anyway, just some stuff that I had read, had me a little bit iffy. I was gonna do it anyway, but uh, having talked to him, it's got me excited. My confidence is up as far as just trying it out. The water's warming up. Days are looking great here in Tennessee. I've got my swim buoy, and I've got a set of booties that I bought. They're supposed to be here tomorrow. I'm hoping they will work okay. The main reason I bought the buoy or the booties is because I'm going to be walking into the river off of a boat ramp, and I know people fish there all the time. I've fished there. Um, so yeah, it's a very hot fishing spot. I've got no doubt that there's hooks and stuff in the water right there next to the boat ramp. So I got some booties to hopefully keep some hooks out of my feet until I can get, a ways away wading in, As soon as it's deep enough to swim, I'm probably gonna, take off, just that way I don't gotta worry about stepping on hooks. But anyway, we're gonna be as safe as we can. And we'll just kind of see what happens. I'm gonna hang out, by the shore and all that. But anyway, I'll get into that. I'm pretty excited. I'm glad I ran into that guy. Hopefully, either this week or next week, I'll be trying out swimming in the river for the first time, and we'll be able to get some open water practice in. So this morning we're working on a cadence mostly. So I'm doing some intervals, about 2 minutes or so each. Not being super strict with it, but I'm trying to keep my cadence between 80 and 90 RPM at different power levels. So I'm just every couple minutes, I'm changing the resistance by about a quarter turn on my spin bike. So we are just focusing on keeping that cadence and building some leg muscles at the same time. I decided to do the spin bike this morning simply because it's kind of like a treadmill for biking. You can really kind of dial in, what you want to work on versus like when I go out and ride on the road. It's great, you get a lot of bike handling practice, and you kind of got to take the road as it comes and adjust. That's great. I did a lot of that last week. So today I decided to get on the spin bike where I could really hone in on my cadence, and I can also crank the resistance if I want to, and really push some watts and build that leg power. I am heading into work. Just finished up my sprinkle run. That's what I call it anyway. So I had my bike this morning, and then today is a double day. So I had a short run that I call sprinkle run. I got it in before work today. Just did 2 miles, and I think I ran like a 9:18 pace, something like that. But that was with taking some videos, and I tried out the selfie stick. Um, so I don't know, what selfie sticks usually are, but mine came in a kit that I got with an action camera a while back, and I decided to get it out and see what some of the footage would look like if I took it with that. So I tried that out today on my run, and we will see how it does. I haven't even looked at it yet. But anyway, we got our little 2 extra miles in. The main reason I put those sprinkle runs in my program was, one, I just came off the marathon prep, and I got used to running 4 days a week. So I did not want to drop down to just doing 2 runs. So it allows me to get a third run in. And then also, it's not too much. It's supposed to be a zone 2 sprinkle run. Honestly, it hasn't been that most of the time. And that's a me thing. I need to be disciplined and just stop worrying about my time and, get the zone 2 run in. But anyway, it's supposed to be a zone 2 run, so it shouldn't tax me too awful bad as far as, not being able to recover. And the way I look at it is that all the extra little miles add up. So if I can get, 2 extra miles in, then over the course of a month, that ends up being, 8 extra miles a month if I do that once a week, obviously. So yeah, anyway, we got our sprinkle run in. It's gorgeous today. It's a little hot. It's about 80 degrees. So that definitely, made the heart rate just a little bit higher. But it was a good run. Beautiful day. And now we're going to head into work. I am currently heading to the river. I'm very excited. So today I am going to be doing my first open water swim in a while. So the last one I did, we went to the beach last year, October, November-ish, something like that. And I did do a couple open water swims there, just kind of, I swam out a little ways, kind of behind the chop, and then I turned and just swam parallel to the shoreline. The majority of that swim, I could still touch. There was a couple places that I couldn't touch, mostly right there towards the end of my swim, and then I would just kind of lay on my back and swim back into the shore. So I wasn't where I couldn't touch for very long. But then I didn't have any kind of open water gear whatsoever. I literally just walked out into the ocean and we're going to see what happens. So today I am pretty excited. So I'm swimming in the river for the first time. This is my local river. This is where all of my open water training is going to be taking place for the most part, if this works out. I really hope it does. I've tried to get as much information as I could while I was waiting on my stuff to come in. And I've heard, you know, don't swim in this river. I've been swimming in this river my whole life. So we're just going to kind of see what happens. I did talk to a guy the other day, and he gave me loads of confidence. I think that's already on the video. Sorry to repeat myself if it is, but my stuff came in yesterday. So I've got my swim buoys. I've got a safety buoys. So I got a yellow and a neon orange. So they're extremely visible. And then my booties came in. They fit good. Hopefully they'll stay on my feet in the water. That should make stuff at least a little bit more comfortable, wading out. But anyway, we're just going to go kind of get a feel for the water today. I'm going to walk out, I guess semi-deep, but where I can still touch. And then I'm gonna test my buoy, and just see how the thing holds me, see if it will support my entire body weight, etc. And then I'm just gonna kind of get a feel for the area. Yeah, and I'm excited to see how it goes. So, haven't done this in a while. I'm not going to have my glasses on, so I'm not going to be able to see detail. So that's a factor. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it, and I am super excited to try this out, and I'll try to get some filming in to show you how it goes. All right, the booties do not stay on. Just finished up our open water swim. it was a success. So I tried my booties. They were great walking in off the boat ramp. Rocks did not hurt my feet. They were super comfy. The only problem was as soon as I started swimming, they came off my feet. And then it was more of like, hey, I'm trying not to lose my booties than I was swimming. So I just took those off altogether. I tried them a couple times and they were not working. They will be terrific for like walking down from the car to the water and all that. So like I'll still use them, but for swimming, they were a no-go. The buoy worked great. I walked out and I tested it. It will support my entire body weight. So that's nice. And then I even did a thing one time. So I swam out like 100 yards from the boat ramp. And then I just grabbed my buoy and I kind of floated on it for a minute. And then I got off my buoy and I swam back to the boat ramp. So it was awesome. Glad to know that my buoy will support my whole body weight. And that in all honesty, I can probably just, take off and swim till I get tired and grab onto my buoy. And then, I could basically go all day probably and just trust my buoy. So that's great. But I didn't do that today. Today, all I did was hung out around the boat ramp. So the 100 yards away from the boat ramp is the farthest that I went. Other than that, I would swim out, and basically I was doing like 40 or 50 yards and then turning around and swimming back. So anywhere from 30 to 50, I would say. I don't know how accurate my watch is, or I don't know. I'm just going off of like I'm used to a 25-yard pool. So yeah, anyway, I basically just swam circles off the boat ramp today. Got a total of about 630 yards, which is not a lot, especially compared to what I've been swimming. But it was my first open water swim in a while. I was not going for distance whatsoever. I was just kind of getting a feel for the water, getting a feel for my buoy. So anyway, super big success. I'm very happy with it, and I look forward to adding that in to my regimen as long as, it doesn't rain and the river is up and dangerous. But it is extremely awesome to know that not only do I have pools, but I have open water swim practice available for me. So I can very easily, do probably 400 yard, loops from the boat ramp, no problem. I could keep going, up or down river, but we'll just kind of, I don't know how far I'm going to go eventually, but I've definitely got an area where I can very easily get open water swim practice in. So that is super exciting. Good morning. It's Friday. We're out on our easy run. Got 5 miles today. Doing good so far. Keeping it at a actual easy pace. I have not done super good of that here lately. Seems like every time I go running, I end up pushing the envelope. I think anybody that runs is guilty of that at times. So this morning, I'm really focusing on keeping it easy pace. I'm a little bit out of breath because I just ran a uphill section of the loop. So yeah, we've been cruising at like a 9:30, 9:45 minute per mile pace. But it's a gorgeous day. Looking forward to having an easy run under our belt and feeling a little bit refreshed the next couple days. So yeah, here we go.